Hey, what's up everybody, and welcome back to another episode of News Dose, where I give you all of the latest gaming news. And Xbox Game Pass continues to be the best value in all gaming with another strong lineup for the first 10 days of October. Yes, we got a couple big Xbox Game Pass games for the beginning of October, and that wasn't the only big Game Pass announcement made today, so stick around for that. Also, we have quite a bit of PlayStation 5 news to talk about today, as some new details for a few of their launch exclusives came out. Mostly this is good news, so stay tuned for that as well, but first let's go over some of the quick news, starting off with Torchlight 3. Yes, Torchlight 3 is coming out of its early access and will be launching very soon. Actually, it will be available on PC, Xbox One, and the PlayStation 4 on October 13th, so this is right around the corner. Unfortunately though, there is no confirmed Switch release date just yet, but the good news here is that there is a planned Nintendo Switch version. I did do some digging around on Torchlight 3 though, because it's had a very interesting development cycle. While the Torchlight franchise is pretty well known and popular among dungeon crawlers, Torchlight 3 wasn't originally Torchlight 3. In fact, it was originally planned to be a free-to-play mobile-style game, and eventually they transformed it into a full-fledged Torchlight 3. The question though, did they manage to make a smooth transition? And after looking at some of the user reviews on Steam, it doesn't sound overly promising. It has very mixed user reviews, with just 46% of fans approving of this game. Now, to be fair, user reviews doesn't always mean a game will be good or bad, but it's certainly not a good sign either. Hopefully it does turn out to be a good game though, because we really don't get enough good games like this. There was also a new Pokemon event today, where we got some new information for the upcoming Pokemon Sword and Shield expansion, Crown Tundra. There were a few other interesting announcements here, such as Pokemon Go coming to Pokemon Home, and they had this really cool Pokemon music video that I think a lot of old-time fans will really appreciate. But they did show some of the new Pokemon in Crown Tundra, returning legacy Pokemon, as well as some of the new locations that you will see on your journey. And this is something very interesting, but they did note that you will be able to catch all current legendary Pokemon in this new expansion, which is actually a pretty big deal. In the past, you really had to carry over some of these legendary Pokemon from older games in order to use them, and several of them are very useful in competitive battles. So unless you had access to them through some of the older games, you would instead have to rely on trading for them, which isn't exactly ideal. So it is cool to see all of these legendary Pokemon now be catchable in Crown Tundra, and it makes Sword and Shield one of the most expansive Pokemon games ever made. They have certainly made it much easier to build a competitive team this time around, and the good news here is that you're not going to have to wait too long to play this new expansion, as it drops on October 22nd. While technically this isn't a brand new Switch game, this still is a pretty nice release for the Switch if you like Pokemon. Moving on, Need for Speed Hot Pursuit Remastered got rated over in Korea. Now, if you've been following this channel for any amount of time, it seems like these ratings just pop up all the time, and the reason we always discuss them is because oftentimes it's a sign that there may be an imminent announcement of said game. As an example, the Demon's Souls remake got rated last month, and then of course it was revealed at the PlayStation 5 showcase that it was a PlayStation 5 launch game, as we speculated. Well, it now looks like a Need for Speed Hot Pursuit Remaster is in development, and this is not the first time this game has popped up online. It did get some listings on several retailer websites in the past couple months, so this is really more proof that this game does exist. It's interesting though that EA would be choosing to bring back Hot Pursuit in specific though. The Need for Speed franchise at one point in time was really big, and I remember the Underground games being really good for the PlayStation 2. And then after that, you had a few good Need for Speed games like Most Wanted and Hot Pursuit, but really it seems like a franchise that has been on a downward trend. So it is kind of cool that they would try to go back and remaster one of their better entries, though I do wonder if it's just a simple remaster, or if it will be more in line with a remake. Personally, I'm hoping for a remake, as I'm not really a huge fan of just simple remasters. That got me to thinking though, this could be a very good game for the Nintendo Switch. EA did say that they were going to support the Switch more, and a Need for Speed Hot Pursuit Remaster could fit very well into the Switch library. But as always, EA can be very unpredictable at times, so we'll have to wait and see what happens there. Speaking of EA though, let's get right into the Xbox news, as Xbox Game Pass had a few announcements today. It's kind of crazy to think about, but just a couple of weeks ago, Xbox announced that EA Play would be coming to Xbox Game Pass Ultimate at no extra charge. That means you can play any game that goes into EA Play if you have Xbox Game Pass Ultimate. That is a huge announcement and makes Xbox Game Pass an even better deal than what it already was, which is really insane to think about. Since that announcement though, Xbox has been putting out big news on almost a daily basis by this point. I mean, it's strange to think that EA Play coming to Xbox Game Pass wasn't even the biggest announcement this month by Xbox. Since then, we've had the Xbox Series price announcements, pre-orders, and then the massive Bethesda acquisition that everybody seems to be talking about still today. But here we are just a couple weeks later, and we got an official release date for EA Play coming to Xbox Game Pass. And right on cue, it will make its debut side by side with the Xbox Series launch on November 10th. So really, it's perfect timing there, and that just means you will have even more Xbox Game Pass games to play on your new Series X if you do get one. And do keep in mind that the Series X does take older games and makes them perform much better, and in some cases frame rates even double with the Series X. It's just a great deal all around. And with that said, they did also reveal the first 10 days of the October lineup for Xbox Game Pass. Yeah, this is just the first 10 days, so this isn't the complete month just yet, but Brutal Legend, Iconfall, Drake Hollow, Forza 7, and Doom Eternal will all be coming early in October. As always, I will have a picture on screen to show which platform each is available for, but Doom Eternal and Forza 7 are obviously the big ones here. On one side, you're getting a really new game with Doom Eternal and arguably the best first-person shooter of the last couple years. And then you're also getting debatably the best racing simulator. So right there, you already get two great games, and you're already seeing that Bethesda acquisition pay off with Doom Eternal. I am kind of surprised that Forza 7 took such a long time to enter Game Pass though, but from my understanding, they may have been having some licensing issues with that game, but it's better late than never. With that said, don't sleep on some of these other games. Drake Hollow is an interesting survival game that you can have fun playing cooperatively with your friends, and Brutal Legend is a cult classic. Honestly, whenever Microsoft first acquired Double Fine, that was one of the most requested sequels. A lot of fans want to see a Brutal Legends 2, but either way, this is a really strong lineup for, again, just the first 10 days of October. Do expect more games to be announced for Xbox Game Pass in October, and as always, I will keep you up to date on that. On to the PlayStation 5 though, because we got some new details today for several PlayStation 5 launch games. One of the biggest concerns that I've been seeing from fans here recently is about cross-saves from the PlayStation 4 and the PlayStation 5. When the Spider-Man remaster for the PlayStation 5 got announced, they did say that your save file from the PlayStation 4 version would not carry over. Well, Yakuza 7 also got an official PlayStation 5 release date yesterday, and they also said that the PlayStation 5 version would not carry over the PlayStation 4 save file, even though you get a free upgrade. This has created some concern from fans, but you can now rest easy because Sony has now officially confirmed that Miles Morales does support cross-saves. I know there are still some questions regarding the Spider-Man remaster and Yakuza 7, but I think with the Spider-Man remaster, they're treating that as an entirely new game than the PlayStation 4 version, which is why you can't simply upgrade it. It's not really the most pro-consumer thing, but that's probably why it doesn't include cross-saves. As for Yakuza 7, I'm not really sure why it doesn't support cross-saves, but at the very least, with Miles Morales supporting this feature, it looks like it's going to be a game-by-game basis thing. So that's pretty good to hear that cross-saves are supported on the PlayStation 5. Now, they also revealed some new details on their PlayStation 5 launch exclusive, Destruction All-Stars. This game is actually a very good fit for the PlayStation 5 in the sense it kind of reminds me of the old Twisted Metal games. I'm not saying that they're exactly the same, but it does remind me of that franchise, and it could end up being a really fun launch game for the PlayStation 5. There are some odd decisions with this game though. It is a $70 game, which really kind of surprised me. It doesn't really look like a big $70 AAA game to me personally, but who knows, it may really surprise me. Here's the thing though, and we have talked about this on the channel multiple times. A lot of the game community, of course, is not happy with game prices increasing to $70, but there was always that question, if game prices increase, can we at least do away with microtransactions? Well, about that. Destruction All-Stars will not just be a $70 game, but it will also include in-game app purchases. This more than likely does mean microtransactions. Yet what makes this worse is that this game is being published by Sony themselves. This is not some small free-to-play independent game. It's coming from a big publisher where they're going to charge $70, and also it includes microtransactions. And this is a launch game. I guess we didn't have to wait very long to get an answer on whether or not games would do this type of thing, but there it is. I guess microtransactions aren't going anywhere next generation, and Sony is leading the charge. I wasn't expecting that, but that seems to be the case as of this moment. I will ask you though, are you okay with a $70 game including microtransactions, or do you think it's greedy? Let me know in the comments below. On a more positive note though, Sony also revealed more details with a new trailer on Sackboy: A Big Adventure, and this game looks really good. It seems like they're putting some heavy emphasis on the co-op aspect of Sackboy. Yet this potentially could be a good game to play with friends right out of the gate, which is something I really like to hear. Honestly, I think we need more good co-op games, and Sackboy is looking to be a great one. Now you do have several options on how you buy this game. You can absolutely just buy the standard edition, but you also have the option to buy the digital deluxe edition, which includes some cool skins from other PlayStation franchises. There is even a special edition available for $90 that includes a physical collector's item, which I think looks pretty awesome if you're into that type of stuff. Unfortunately for me though, I pre-ordered the digital PlayStation 5, and from what it looks like, the special edition does not include a digital version of Sackboy. I was kind of worried about that, but I was hoping these physical collector's editions would include digital codes. But either way, Sackboy is looking good to me. I like 3D platformers a lot personally, and with this and Astro's Playroom, I'm looking forward to those. Anyways though, that's it for this episode, but if you liked the video, don't forget to hit the bell notification and subscribe button for more content just like this. Also, if you'd like to support the channel through Patreon, thank you for making this content possible. Peace out.